I'm Tom. Welcome back to the Woodshop Nerdery. In this video, I want to talk to you about these Masterforce clamps, which are sold at Menards. I have a suspicion that Menards is going to stop selling these soon, and these are by far some of my most used clamps in the workshop. Some of the features I really like about these clamps is they're very strong for a squeeze clamp. I believe they're rated about 360 pounds. They're easy to operate. They're definitely a one-handed operation, forward and reverse. You can flip the head around to make it a spreader very easily. The pads on these are really nice. They don't mar the wood. And they offer a flat surface for clamping. Of course, Menards doesn't manufacture these clamps. I believe that these clamps are actually manufactured by Wolfcraft. You can see that these clamps are more or less identical. The oldest clamp I have on this table is actually this Craftsman clamp, which you can see again is more or less identical to the Masterforce or the Wolfcraft. So Wolfcraft most likely manufactured this clamp as well, but then it was sold at Sears. I've had this clamp for about 18 years, and it has just been an awesome clamp. Like any clamp, the most used size is the small clamp. Just like here, you see these little Harbor Freight clamps. The most useful size in my opinion, especially because the bar flexes on the longer ones, are the small clamps. Now this clamp is much stronger than this clamp, but it's also a little more difficult to use. In comparison to the jack clamp, which is a very nice but expensive clamp that's made in the USA, these are extremely strong. These are wonderful clamps. The one thing I don't like about these clamps in comparison to the Wolfcraft clamps is I do prefer the squeeze handle on the bottom for some reason. This is on the top, so of course if you turn it the other way it's on the bottom. And then the quick release is not a one-handed operation. You have to pull in the release and then pull out the clamp. And they're a Seek style clamp. So if you're a shopsmith owner like me and you know clamping to the table, a parallel clamp like this doesn't clamp well. You sort of need that C clamp to get underneath the lip. Another advantage of these clamps is you can buy this Wolfcraft connector, so I can actually take the end off of the clamp, attach it here, take the head off of another clamp and attach it, and now I have a very long extended clamp. I'll also talk about these Irwin squeeze clamps. These are clamps I've had for a very long time as well. Again, they're one-hand operation to tighten the clamp, but to release the clamp you do need to have two hands on it. And these are not as strong as the Wolfcraft clamps. Although they're good enough, I haven't gotten rid of them, of course. These are not the only clamps that is sold under the Masterforce name that was, but yet are manufactured by Wolfcraft. Here is a ratcheting strap clamp, and you can go into Menards and side by side you'll see this clamp next to the identical clamp with the Wolfcraft label. They also make these super cute, tiny little versions of the clamp. You might think that you would never use these, but in fact I use these all the time. These are very useful. So that's an overview of the clamps. I do have one here that sort of slips on me, and since this is the Woodshop Nerdery, we're going to go ahead and take it apart and see what's inside. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside these clamps. This is the first time I've ever had one of these apart, so let's see if I get lucky or not on the disassembly. Okay. So this lever operates on this pin, which would go over the hole. And this is what I suspected, is that there was some grease in here that might have gotten on the bar. And yeah, there is grease there. So if I pull this lever, it relaxes that. I don't know what to call those. It's the thing that grabs the bar. So it pushes it down, and as you release it, it tilts back this way, tightening itself back onto the bar, and then the spring pulls the bar this way. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is just getting a constant layer of grease onto the bar. So that's why it's slipping. The grease that's supposed to lubricate this contact point. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So I think the thing to do is to put it back together, and then just over time I'll keep wiping off the bar, and eventually the grease in this area will move away. I don't want to try to disassemble this any further. I think to get the bar out, to clean the grease, I would have to knock this pin out and or this pin to fully extract the bar. I just don't think it's worth it. But I am fascinated to see how this works. I was always curious. But I do think that this design has been strong for me, so I like it. Okay, now, anybody see where that went? So there you are, the Masterforce quick clamp. And the reason I believe that Menards may no longer be carrying these in the near future is I've noticed that in store they're selling out of the stock and not replacing it. And also now when I go to the website, as of today, I looked for these, it's now marked as limited stock and while supplies last for every store in my area. From experience, I know that when Menards stops selling something, that's what happens. So it's likely that these will go the same route. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little more about the Masterforce clamps. Thank you for watching my channel, and I'll see you next time.